John chapter 3, verse number 16, we read there, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son." God loved the world. But now, over in 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15, there we are given the mandate, do not love the world or the things in the world. That's interesting. Which is it? Should we be like God and love the world, or are we not to love the world? Well, what it really comes down to is what is under consideration. God loved the world in the sense of humanity. In 1 John 2 and verse 15, the idea is do not love the ways of the world, the philosophies of the world, the patterns of this world. When people begin to follow the patterns of the world, they're in a death spiral. And I want us to be looking this week at 1 Samuel chapter 8. I hope you'll join along in your Bibles. In 1 Samuel chapter 8, the people want a king. And they come and they ask Samuel for a king. And they acknowledge the fact that there is a problem. The problem is that, Samuel, you have been a great judge, but your sons are not so great. You've deputized them to be judges, but they're up in the northern territory. And they're up in Beersheba, which is maybe 50 miles plus away, and they're not just. They take bribes. They pervert justice. Well, that's a real problem. And so God's system of judges was never the idea of a system of heredity, but they're kind of looking at it from that perspective, and they're saying, that's not going to work. It didn't work with Eli and his two sons, Hophni and Phinehas. They were ungodly. 1 Samuel chapter 2 talks about the fact they didn't even know the Lord, not in the sense that they were ignorant, but they didn't have a relationship with Him. And so they say we need another system. A system of heredity is not working. So let's go to a system of kings like all the other nations. A system of heredity? Well, that doesn't make any sense at all. But you see, that's what happens. When we want to be like the world around us, when we want to follow the systems of this world, we become irrational. We leave reason behind because we're following our fleshly lust. We don't want to be different. We don't want to be oddball. We want all the benefits that worldliness offers. Let me tell you something, friends. The benefits of worldliness are really a curse. What we need to do is we need to be a people who always follow the ways of God. Join us again tomorrow for your Daily 180.